You and your co-star Hudson, you guys have obvious chemistry. I understand there was a sort of a screen test where they determined whether you would have this chemistry, and then the showrunner texts you and asks, who did you connect with most? What was your response?
Yeah, I said the third one, because he was the third one, and then I go, I believe his name is Hudson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you didn't remember his name.
No, I don't think at first.
Did you immediately know after the screen test that he was the one?
Yeah, 100%. I think I went into that. I think I went into responding to that like very, because I wasn't promised the role either. You know, so I'm being asked this, and I'm trying to be like, as like objective as possible.
You can talk and talk for hours, literally about anything, and I'd still listen and gush about him and giggle and kick my feet. Talking about you.
Oh,
I feel the same.
Yeah? Well, kick your little feet some more. I'm coming over. You've convinced me. I'm starved for a compliment. And
What are you talking about, baby? You just got...
all these people are gonna get it, is what I'm saying. I'm here.
You see just how easy
You've
it is
won me
for
over.
Hudson Williams. Ready? Watch what happens. Your hair looks nice. See, that's all we had to do. Everyone asked about our chemistry. I just had to go right before shooting. I just had to be like, your ears look nice.
My ears are the best.
Ah, yes. This is me and Connor. We were naked, oiled, lathered, and every substance, and then they gave us nice little robes and slippers that didn't fit. So that was just us scrolling. We were both very tired. Yeah.
I mean, fans are obsessed with your chemistry and how you two match each other's freak. So talk to me about that chemistry and how important was it in this project that you matched each other's freak on camera and off?
You know what? Honestly, there wasn't any work that had to go into that. We just are naturally freaks, and freaks find freaks. I don't know. We're just comfortable with each other. We've had so many deep conversations that we trust each other, and I mean, it's just there. It's chemistry. It's not the kind of thing that you can kind of make up. You know?
I feel like we had good, playful chemistry right off the bat. I mean, when we were doing chemistry reads, I read with a few other people, and the moment it was with Hudson, I was like, we both, I think, kind of walked away being like, oh yeah, no, that just naturally was kind of there.
Yeah. After the call, I said, I don't know if I'm Shane, but that's Ilya.
Yeah, and it was the rival element of it. I think the two people are just so intrinsically different that you don't have to try that hard for us to have some sort of conflict or for there to be some sort of friction, you know? But I think really easily turns into some tension, you know?
Do you miss him right now?
Yes, I need to hold my baby.
Is he your emotional support co-star?
Yes, he's my emotional support person in life.
Your first meeting with Connor, I know it was the chemistry read, but how did your relationship kind of strengthen over the course of filming season 1?
Yeah, it strengthened a lot. You know, a lot of it was just, we are playing people who are each other's only sort of confidants. And then also me and Connor just had a lot of references and common interests and similar approaches to the arts and film and acting that it was sort of bound. It almost felt like it was bound to be a friendship.
2 months of filming was the best 2 months of my life, and in a few words, I'm going to try and tell you why.
I've fallen in love with him.
Is your handwriting good?
Nope.
Hi. Hello.
What's up?
He's a fan of the show. Oh my God. He's writing, I didn't see it, but it's like a sentence. I wrote 3 words. Now I want to add more. Okay, I got mine.
You two have obviously gotten very close, and I'm wondering, what's your favorite thing about him in real life?
That he's crazy. And I mean like crazy in the way that I think is actually good, inspiring. He's like unabashed, he's bold, he's funny, yeah, all that, yeah, crazy. I would say like he definitely. Do you like how I'm like I get to just look at him the entire time? Zoom over there, let's watch him. I'm like that's it. Yeah, he's crazy. That man is crazy.
I would say that he likes clown. He's a serious clown. He likes the professionalism of it. He likes how serious people can take it and how differently people can bring their own personalities to it to sort of like help their art or help their acting and just sort of treat it as its own art form. And he really, really respects it, and I love that.
And I know you guys have addressed this a lot, the chemistry that the two of you have, because the director talked about how part of the reason you were cast is because of how great you guys were together. How early did that start for you?
I remember the first time I met him in person, we had a little FaceTime. We got along. I think there was a overlap of like common interests and art we both liked. And then when we had our first shopping trip, which was the first thing we did, is we went to this very small little grocery store. And then I think immediately, it was just sort of a clicking started taking place.
Yeah, it's kind of like friends, you know, like there's certain people that you just meet at parties or whatever, where they just kind of speak your language. We also have a lot of like you said, interest crossover, which we can get pretty niche. We're both kind of film geeks, and we like kind of, you know, the bizarre, the art, the uncanny, you know. So I think we had a lot of crossover with our interest, and yeah, obviously, also if we got to this point, that I think that says something about both of us individually. Like it makes sense that if we find ourselves in this scenario, we're gonna get along. And I just feel really blessed because think about it, this could have been so like not easy if it was like everything is setting it up to not be easy.
Yeah.
And we just lucked out.
Fans are obsessed with your chemistry and how you match each other's freak. How important was it for you in this project to match each other's freak on screen and off?
It's the show. There's an element to the fucking freaky and the just getting down and dirty that me and Connor just embraced, and man, oh man, was it a joy.
As a story focuses so much on your two characters, obviously you two have to have the chemistry. How fun was it as two actors to be side by side with someone who's diving in completely and just going for it and not holding back on anything?
Oh, it felt essential because, you know, it's this big thing. You know, you're seeing the fan engagement. I'd never been to Toronto before. You know, I never led something before. So having Connor through it all was sort of, we were conjoined at the hip because, you know, we could bear the pressure of it all the more, you know, being connected rather than, you know, disconnected. The opposite would be atrocious.
Yeah, I mean, we also just came into it with the exact same energy, like you said. I mean, we were coming from super similar backgrounds, super similar places in life. And I think it gave us both a sense of enthusiasm, being like, we have no idea what's going to happen, but we're so happy to be here, so let's just go for it.
Obviously, you two have become very close. What's your favorite thing about him in real life?
Oh my God. The sense of fun and play.
He said a lot about you. He seems to agree.
Well, he said he was meant to be one, so if he said too much, then he just answered the question and properly.
He broke the rules. He didn't answer the question.
Well, I follow them sometimes.
In the concept of pitch a friend, how would you pitch your friend Connor to a wider audience?
I would pitch Connor as just a beautiful, sensitive little radical artist boy who is to be treated with the utmost care and only hugs and friendliness because he can't handle anything else, and that is perfect. And he has and that is how everyone should treat him, and if they don't treat him that way, they should die.
That ended on a very dramatic note, but
yes, they should stub their toe. I'll shame them. They should
just a little pain.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I think I sort of fell in love with Connor as a person at this one point. It was the first day we met in person, and then we were just outside of our residence, and then there was like a car that passed. Do you remember this?
Yes.
And then they were just kind of screaming at us, and then like there was like a tongue movement going on.
Like this kid was
like
you
there was
know,
these
like how kids in
car,
public, they try to do the thing where they're like, I'm gonna weird you out.
Yeah, yeah. And then Connor, I think, scared them. You know,
like,
they were already trying to scare us, and then eventually, I think their eyes kind of went bigger because I think we out freaked them. They
you know what I mean, right?
We
Like
out
13-year-olds
freaked.
at a 13-year-olds at a mall will be like, oh, or something. And so he was like, ah, and then I was like, ah.
and it kept going. And then I was just looking at him like, oh, I can be myself.
Yeah,
that's in me. You know, I can relate with whatever this is.
Yeah, I mean, you did that for me too. You were, yeah.
I think the weirdness really tied us in.
I mean, after our first. We had a rehearsal day where for a half day we literally just walked through every intimate scene in the script. And I mean, let's be honest, there was a little bit of nerves going up to that, being like, oh, we're going to have to kiss. We haven't kissed. You know what I mean? Like, we're good friends and now we have to kiss. But the moment we started doing that, you're kind of like, oh, I can do it. You know? It's kind of like with acting. It's with any part of acting. Honestly, I think I was more nervous for our first speaking scene than I was for our first, intimate scene. Because that's also super vulnerable and you feel really naked, just putting yourself out there and being like, well, this is how this character shows up, this is what the character is,
After wrapping Heated Rivalry, you two got matching tattoos that say sex sells. And if true, how did that happen?
Did I have a reason for coming up to Vancouver? I just wanted to come see you.
Yeah, come hang out. Am I not good enough? Come on.
Yeah, I don't know why for a second I was like, I have something to do up there. I have nothing to do in Vancouver.
I was there.
So yeah, I just went up to see, I just came up to see you. We knew we wanted to get matching tattoos. I hadn't gotten a tattoo in forever. And we were just shuffling through ideas and yeah.
I think you came up with sex sells, but like we were both pitching ideas and
For
then
like
one
days,
person
like
would
4
like
days.
them, the other person wouldn't, and then when you said sex sells, I was like, oh.
We were sold.
That's the first idea you've had, that's good.
I think it's honestly my most well done tattoo as well.
Damn.
So that feels good.
The front of my shin. Pull in here. Zoom in.
I loved meeting you. I have missed
and have
you. What? That's not an and. I love meeting you and have you inspire me so much creatively. Love you forever, Connor. I thought it said common. It's like common. Thank you. That means a lot.
Okay, I'll read his now.
You get me. That's all it says. Because that's how I feel. I feel like you just get me.
I still don't.
It can't be easy to kind of channel that level of intimacy on set. So what was that whole process like for you?
To be honest, me and Hudson are best friends. We became really close really quick, and it's way easier to have sex on camera and fall in love with someone if you're, really
You
good.
like each other?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So honestly, I think we're just both really blessed with that, and also the director and our intimacy coordinator.
Shayla.
Yeah, I mean, it was just. If you feel like you can talk about these things out loud and the awkwardness is squashed almost immediately, the sky's kind of the limit,
Me and Hudson are super comfortable with each other, so a lot of those moments were not uncomfortable. We had a great intimacy coordinator. Jacob has done scenes like this so many times, so I felt in really good hands.
If you guys got along at the grocery store, that says a lot because the grocery store is a nightmare.
Well, you know what was
terrible place.
No, you know what was funny
too
about
long,
that
I'll
was
say that.
like
Coconut
I
cream.
just gotten off of like a 6-hour flight coming from LA, and it was so weird to see him in person and know we're about to go on this huge journey. It was my first time in Canada. Like I was like studying Russian. Like my mind was all over the place. So I probably looked like a crazy person in there because I was like, I need coconut cream. And
He kept saying
chia
coconut cream.
seeds.
I need coconut cream and chia seeds.
And so he was just like following me around as I was like,
we
just
spent
taking
35 minutes
random
looking
stuff.
for coconut
Yeah.
cream.
I looked like a crazy person, but I was on one.
Yeah.
You two got matching tattoos as well after finishing filming.
Yeah. Yes, we did. We felt that was the cherry on top of our friendship, and it was what needed to be done.
You both have said in the audition process that you kind of singled each other out to Jacob, Hudson, aka the third one. When it came time to film on set, was there a moment or scene where you felt validated in that instinct that you kind of made the right
The
call?
entire time. And I feel like it wasn't even on set that was validated because I think we had the acting down. I mean, I know this is about the acting, but I think it felt validated just with the natural flow of things. We had such a natural flow that, everyone talks about the chemistry, and that really starts by just trusting each other. I don't think people could have the sort of on-screen chemistry that Hudson and I have without genuinely, embracing each other in real life and really feeling seen and heard and safe. So yeah, that's when it felt validated and real to me.
Your characters are supposed to be competing with each other and rivals. Is it tough to act like that when you're friends in real life?
Yeah, that bit actually is one of the harder elements because we just became besties right away. What was the first moment you think our on-screen chemistry clicked?
Nothing had to click. It was there. I believe in the idea of soulmates, not saying you're my one and only soulmate, but I do believe, I've had connections in my life where I'm like, you're a part of just me cosmically, and I genuinely believe that you are part of my soul family.
I wish I was on the same
I didn't have
page.
to shut up. You know that's not true. You know that this is real.
When you think about the chemistry between you and Connor, was that innate, automatic, or did you work to build that? Were you guys hanging out when the cameras weren't rolling?
Yeah, Connor and I had chemistry instantly, but then we had to find a way to get Shane and Ilya to have chemistry, which is different than our own, for sure.
Different than your own, for sure.
Yeah, they're just different. Connor's very expressive. Ilya's kind of like this Slavic rock, and then Shane is just, also kind of like a dense brick. So you have the Slavic rock and the dense brick, and they're.
And it works.
Yeah. Right. We spoke to that even before we started shooting. I think Connor was telling me how sometimes, when you're acting and someone starts doing a character in front of you, it's hard to take in, and your brain can't quite handle the difference. But I found the sort of departure, the mutual shift of both of us playing things. I would speak about things of Ilya that I related with, that I understood, that you were like, I'm not sure I like this about Ilya, or this feels weird. And then this vice versa with Shane, I would be like, oh, what does this mean? And Connor's like, oh no, this is what I love about Shane. So I think it helped us, there's curiosity that kind of led the ship, which was really nice.
Oh God.
This is
here we
from
go.
Jill. Please give us the backstory to this video. Hot, baby, hot.
So this was our rap party. If you can't tell, it's a very festive vibe. Also, listen to the end of that audio. This is my favorite part of this whole thing. Listen to the end of it. You hear one of us scream. Yeah, so that was our rap party. That was 2 months of us getting very close, and then celebrating what we had done by doing that.
I've seen people mistakenly think this is from some choreography for the show.
Yeah.
I don't know how that was misconstrued.
Well, it looks pretty choreographed. That was entirely improv.
We did sort of similar things like this on set sometimes, where we would just kind of do an interpretive dance. This one was a little bit more obnoxious and clowny.
So what's your response to that? What's the backstory?
This was us at the rap party celebrating in our very typical fashion on set, where we do interpretive dance, and this is that.
It's such a corporate response. Not like, hey.
This very just matter of fact, Jill.
Thank you, Jill.
Thank you, Jill.
And how do you describe the relationship between you and Hudson? Because on screen it is quite steamy.
Yeah. He's I say it all the time. He's my best friend. He really is my best friend.
You guys are really tight.
We're super tight, and I also think that it was really important because we were coming from the same place. I mean, like, we weren't really working consistently as actors. We both had day jobs. And so this was just pure enthusiasm. Like, I think, and I mean this in the best way possible, our expectations were kind of non-existent. We were like just ready to shoot for the stars.
just roll
So
with it.
anything happening would have been fantastic, but for it to turn out so good and also go on HBO and then be involved in this level is like unreal.
Yeah,
Right.
I to be honest, I didn't have to try to find anything. I think both being performers, like we actors, performers, artists, you're constantly playing a game of stretching yourself and your level of comfort. And in our preparation for being actors, we've had to do a million things in acting classes or for self-tape. So it's always a game of like exercising how comfortable you are and how vulnerable you're willing to be.
Yeah.
And then when you meet someone who also matches that level, that threshold, it's so easy to kind of just go crazy. I don't know. I just maybe it's an energy thing, but I just instantly trusted you with
also,
everyone else.
not to toot our own horns or to say that we're, it's impossible for us to ever have bias. I think we're two people who do have a lot of like radical acceptance and just sort of love for a bunch of different types of people, that it never felt like, it always felt like, well, why not, our expressions of love and affection and everything never felt like we were playing on something or appropriating something. It just felt like we were humans and being authentic to ourselves and how we view love.
Hudson. Is Hudson saved in your phone contacts as Jane?
No. He is saved as Huddy parentheses Shane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably because when you first met him.
Yeah, exactly.
remember
No, I
who it was.
think I typed that in after our first
after we did our Zoom, we connected, and I think we had our like via Instagram or something, and then we shared numbers, and yeah. I'm glad that we had each other because it would have been really hard to be motivated if, you know, we were going back to our
12-hour days and then the gym.
And then like going back to our residence like alone. It's nice that I got to be like, Hudson, let's go to gym.
And we would go from a fucking 11-hour day skating lesson, and Connor would go, let's do legs. And I looked at him, he's a madman. That's how he has a butt. He'll finish a skating lesson that takes 4 hours and then go, legs now?
You both have incredible chemistry. I mean, I don't know if that's even the right word. You have the chemistry just like jumps out of the screen and hits you in the face. Am I right? Am I right? And it seems to really translate to this, what we're now seeing is this beautiful friendship off screen as well. Hudson, what has been your favorite part of working with Connor?
My favorite part, that would be, we'd be sitting here for too long if I had to say all of it. But definitely the sense of play. I think we have a similar approach to the work. You know, I think there's a lot of overlap in how we like to sort of behave on set. So I think definitely just our element of play, sort of like fun-loving and not being super serious, you know, it was, I think, the biggest joy of just...
You need that levity or else it becomes an actual rivalry.
Did you and Hudson have chemistry reads? Like, how did that happen?
We had like 2 or 3 chemistry reads over Zoom.
What?
Yeah, I read with 2 other guys who were up for the role of Shane.
Yeah.
He was the 3rd one. And even Jacob texted me at that point and was like, so who do you like? And I was like, Hudson, obviously. And then he was like, yeah, me too. And then that's it.
Crazy that there's no in-person chemistry. You guys have insane chemistry.
Yeah. It's all really just like, we're kind of just like soul mates, you know? You know, those people that you just instantly click with and you're like, okay, you're mine.
Of course.
Yeah.
And did that happen over Zoom, or you guys met each other and then you were like, oh, now it's really clicking?
Yeah, I think the nascence of it, us trusting each other as actors, was during our first chemistry read. I had read with 2 actors directly before that, and they were good. And then when I read with Hudson, and then they were like, "Alrighty, guys, whenever you're ready." And then their little Zoom bubble went away, and it was just Hudson and I.
I have chills.
We just kind of looked at each other for like 5 seconds and didn't say anything. So we were just kind of like
over Zoom.
Mm-hmm. And just like looked at each other.
By the way, Connor, you can't look at me like that. You're too close to me.
We just looked at each other and just kind of did nothing. And then like kind of just laughed, and then that was that started the scene. Whereas like, you know, everyone else in those moments is like,
you're nervous.
Is like they're like ready and action, and they're like, how could you do that to me? You know what I mean?
Totally.
Whereas we were just
it feels
kind of like,
natural. It felt lived in and real.
So
and
at that point, I was just like, oh, we're doing the same thing. We're making the same show. We're on the same page.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's great.
I mean, and chemistry is such a weird thing because it's like, there's not really an explanation for it. I mean, everyone's like, how did you get that chemistry? Where did that come from? And I'm like, we were at the same place in life. We like the same stuff. I think we had the same values, you know? Like, yeah, speaking to your point, I have a really hard time acting with people that I'm very close with that I know, because my brain does this like backflip where I'm like, that's not, like, why are you lying to me right now? For whatever reason, I never had that with Hudson. Which I think is a testament to his really good acting, but also I think both of our abilities to like click into these characters and be like, not only do I get where I'm coming from, but I understand why you're doing what you're doing. And it just makes it feel 10 times better.
You both do such a great job playing your respective characters, but then of course, it's the chemistry between Shane and Iliad. I mean, I believed every finger touch, every kiss.
I told you, only when we're paying you. You don't get it for free. You don't get it for free.
I'm sure everyone else here did too. Every charged gaze, all of that. So how did you build this relationship off screen to bring it on screen to this point?
We've gotten this question a lot.
I know, and I want to hear it again.
Yeah, and I think that every time I answer it, it's the same thing, like, and it just makes me realize it even more. I mean, I think we just have very compatible energies, and I think we're both very bold and kind of we're game to get like intimate and vulnerable and get 2 inches from each other's face, and we're both comfortable with that. And when you have someone who matches that energy, it just becomes, you know, even more kinetic.
Yeah, I think
Match our freak. as
match
they say.
our freak. And I also think we just have an ability to look like fools and try a bunch of things that Jacob hates. And I think a lot of that is like just giving options, you know, just try this, try that, you know, give like Shane a nervous tick. And then he's like, we'll leave that on the editing room floor. And then just all shaped up, nice and dandy. But I think we both have that ability.
Thank you.
Thank
you for
to just
hearing
try
it.
stuff.
He loves it.
What is it about you two, you and Connor, that makes such a good team?
Je ne sais quoi.
It's some magic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's I don't even know. It's just comes out of us. Below the belt stuff.
Now, the show's creator, Jacob Tierney, also known for Shoresy, Letterkenny, says that the show works so well because of your guys' chemistry, both on camera and off camera. What is it that kind of built that dynamic for you, do you think? Was it immediate? Was it a friends to friends, unlike the show, which is enemies to lovers, you know?
Yeah, we hated each other. Yeah, the rivalry began.
No, I mean, me and Hudson are best friends, and I think it's one of those connections where the moment you talk, you just kind of click,
Yeah.
you know? I think what set Hudson apart from the other actors that I read with and auditioned with was I felt like we were kind of making the same show.
Yeah.
You know, there's always a tone that you have to establish. But I think that comes down to our similarities in real life. I mean, we like a lot of the same stuff. We're both enthusiastic.
We started having a lot of common interests right away. We kind of like picked up that we had similar vibes and similar interests, which was really nice.
And we were coming from the same place, too, you know? I mean, we were at the same point in life, and I think we were both coming into it with the same open eyes and kind of ready to do anything and just excitement.
You and your co-star Connor have become really good friends through this project. You even have matching tattoos. Did you know each other beforehand, and how have you been supporting each other through this entire thing?
One Zoom meeting is all we had, or one FaceTime before, you know, just going into Toronto. But that was it. And I think luckily we had around 2-3 weeks before we were actually shooting in Toronto just to hang out, get to know each other. I just got off the phone with him today. It's constant. We're both, you know, we both quit our serving jobs within a day apart. We both came into this. We're getting similar sort of levels of hype and clout or recognition, all these scary words that don't really mean anything, but they still scare you. So I think it's nice to have someone who's really in the driver's seat as much as I am, kind of spiraling in this together, which is really nice.
He just riffs in a way that I riff. Hudson's one of the only actors that I've become really close with that I never had difficulty believing him. And I think that's because he's a good actor. I think he's transformative. Me and that man, we can walk around and just talk for hours. He's always taking me to some like new type of food I've never had before. I think it was just kind of a collective effort. We went through like 5 different options, and then we landed on sex sells.
Luckily, I mean, luckily Hudson and I both kind of have the same energy of being like I'm cool with anything. Let's do this. Whatever serves a story and looks good, that's what I'm here for, you know?
What's my zodiac sign? We're born in the same
It's
month.
the one after, and I know my zodiac signs, which means Pisces.
Yep.
Plus 100 points.
If I had my own hockey team, what would the mascot be?
The clown.
That's a good answer. I was gonna say the flamingos.
I could have never.
But also the
guessed that.
clown, I feel like, shows that you reveal more. So another plus 100.
Thank you, baby.
I give a lot of points for effort. What would my big number be on Glee?
That's Life by Frank Sinatra.
Oh, this is great because he's not getting any of them right, but everything is informing so much more of our friendship than if he would have gotten it right. But I'm gonna give you another 100 points.
When did you first realize you clicked? And what are some of your favorite memories from working together?
I would say our first FaceTime outside of a chemistry read, because at that point I was always Shane, he was always Ilya. But then when we first met over FaceTime before we went to Toronto, we had so much overlap of movies we liked, actors we liked, art we liked, and similar approaches to how we, you know, like to perform, that I immediately knew. I think we clicked there.
And I think that's saying a lot, because I think some of our interests can be pretty niche.
But the fact that there is overlap is amazing.
Yeah.
And favorite memories, I would say all our laughs on set, being in Muskoka, was really beautiful. There was a lot of like lounging around. You know, it was just great.
My favorite memories of working with you are also the laughs. What's like an inside joke that we just died over the whole time?
We had to storm the set. That was also with.
Oh yeah, I would always be like, storm the set.
Like if we couldn't afford extras, our idea was we would just like do like a cattle call.
We used to joke that like we, because we would have like airport scenes and stuff where there would be like, you know,
5
for an
people.
airport you need like you need a bunch of people, and we'd have like 5 people, and I just imagined. I imagined Jacob being like, costumes, get up there. And everyone's like taking off their mics and he's like, storm the set.
Opening the garage and just like opening it up to the public.
Funny.